disgusting. Alright, so 955-pound squat. It felt slower than it looked. Could always be faster. I'm gonna break it down. Basically, my mom and my wife bullied me into using spotters. I don't personally like using spotters because it leaves the door open for failure. Because if you have spotters, it's safer to fail. So I don't like having spotters because if you get in a pickle, what are you gonna do? If you have spotters, you're gonna fail. But if you don't have spotters, you're gonna find a way to get the weight. It's a very backwards way of thinking. It's the way I have to think to be able to succeed. So that's my little nugget of knowledge, not advice, because I would not suggest you take that advice. It's just a little nugget of knowledge from me, not even someone of importance. Yeah. Quick little breakdown of the lift, the 955 squat. Usually before I lift, every time before I lift, I close my eyes and visualize the lift at least once before I start. So if you can see my eyes closed before I even set my feet up, that's going on. There's not that much wrong with the lift. There's one thing that could have been done a little better, and it's mostly because it was a Texas squat bar, which has a little bit more width than a thicker like Mastodon bar, an Iron Wolf bar. With the bar that has a lot of width, when you pick it up, when you take the pick, you need to adjust your foot placement a little bit forward to reduce the amount of horizontal movement that goes on when you take the weight for the first time. And I could have moved my feet forward a little bit, because you can see when I pick the weight, there's a tiny bit of wobble going up, and there's nothing you can really do about that. You can only minimize it. There's always going to be a little bit of wobble when there's that much whip in the bar. But other than that, the elbows looked good. The core looked good, the chest looked good, depth looked good. Not too much to complain about, other than I wish it went a little, the descent was a little faster, but with more experience and more time under the bar, the more time I take under big weights like this, the better and more efficient and confident I will be under the bar with big weights like this. So it's a pretty solid lift, not too much to complain about, other than tiny unavoidable wobble with the pick due to the whip of the bar. The only way to fix that, I don't even know if switching the bar would even fix that. It would be less, but it's still at this point it's unavoidable. So there's nothing I would change with it other than making the descent speed faster. Solid lift as a short little 100% squat analysis. Yeah.